Yes. What's going on, guys? This has been AKA Day Trading Addict, and I have another good video for you guys. Today, I'm going to finally talk about my trading journey, right? I know a lot of you guys have been asking me, hey, how you guys started with trading? So I'm going to talk about that today. And I'm also going to talk about the one trading habit that basically took my trading to the next level. All right, so let's waste no time. Let's go. Now I went from a struggling trader to a full-time trader, okay? And I'm going to explain to you guys my journey and what made me get to that next level, right? So let's start with high school first, my senior year, okay? Honestly, I hated school. Hated school. I knew for a fact that I didn't want to go to college, okay? Because school was boring to me. It wasn't really something that I liked going to every single day. So I didn't want to go to college, all right? But I had to do something because, my mother wanted me to do something, right? So I barely graduated from high school. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to graduate that year, but thank God I graduated that year. And I told my mother that I was going to basically take a year off, right? So I took a year off. And that year I got my first car, right? It was a Honda Civic, nice black coupe. Whew, it was nice, right? And, during that year, guys, all I was doing is racing cars and dealing with girls. That's it. Back in the days, we used to race cars heavy. Like, I'm from Queens, New York, and I'm quite sure you can tell by the accent. But, you know, back then, man, I mean, it was just popping when it comes to street racing, okay? Me and my brothers, shout out to my brothers. We used to go to the races, okay? We used to hit up Queens. We used to hit up the Bronx. We used to hit up Brooklyn. And we was rolling deep, too. And we had a nice racing crew. And we used to basically do a lot of street racing. If you watch Fast and the Furious, the first one, that's pretty much what we was doing, okay? I mean, like, we talking about hundreds of different people in the streets lining up, right, looking at people racing, and it was just crazy, okay? And it was fun. It was fun. So I did that for a good year, and then finally, okay, the year went by, and my mother was like, okay, you got to do something. So I decided to go to trade school. So since I enjoyed, racing cars and dealing with cars, I said, you know what, let me go to an automotive school. So I went for 2 years and I got certified. And after that, I actually got a job at Pet Boys, okay? And I was working there. And also my brothers, they actually opened up a shop. And I was working there, off and on. Now, after Pet Boys, I actually went to Honda, the dealership, okay? And I was a technician, which is a mechanic. They call it a technician. And I was working there for a while, all right? But I realized when I was working, I was like, you know what? I can't, my hands is getting scratched up. My hands is always dirty working on the cars. It's like, I didn't want to do it no more. So I love racing, street racing, but I didn't really want to work on cars anymore. So I said, okay, I got to figure this out. I got to figure out what I want to do, okay, what I want to do in my life, okay? So this is where I really decided to become an entrepreneur, right? So I just researched online. I actually started the real estate route, okay? I researched real estate. At the time, I was trying to do wholesaling, okay? So I was looking up wholesaling. And the crazy part is I bought a couple of books and I was reading articles and I was realizing, man, I love to read. Like, I didn't realize I love to read until, I started to look at things that I like. In school, I hardly read anything. And I finally found out the reason why I barely graduated because when I was in school, I didn't really have a burning desire, okay? If you read a book called Think and Grow Rich, okay, he talks about a burning desire. And I didn't have a burning desire when I was in school. But when I was trying to make it on my own, I was like, I want to do this. I want to work for myself. So I was reading like crazy. And, I tried wholesaling. I tried being a real estate agent. I was trying different things. And a lot of things didn't work out. And I finally found one thing that was, working out for me. And that was selling cars, right? So At the time, I was working at a dealership and I was looking at Craigslist. At the time, Craigslist was popping like, I mean, a lot of good deals, right? If you know how to fix cars and work on cars, there was a lot of good deals on Craigslist from people, just regular people selling their cars. So I was looking at the list, and every single day I was stalking Craigslist. Even though I wasn't buying a car, I was just stalking the list. And I was like, man, that's a good deal. That's a great deal. So I finally saved up enough money and I quit my job. I just said, I'm done with this. And basically I was flipping cars. My first car was a Honda Civic. I bought that car for $900, okay? And 2 days later, I put it on Craigslist and I sold that car for $1,500. So I made $600 in 2 days. I was hooked. I was like, yo, this is it. This is it. So I was started flipping cars. I was pretty good at it. And then that's how I actually got into trading. All right, I met a guy. He was selling a Volkswagen. Shout out to James. His name is James. And basically, he was selling it for a good price. And when I met him, he was happy, smiling. And, he was talking about, this penny stock. He was like, man, I'm selling my car right now. I'm about to put some more money into this penny stock. So he was talking about it, and I really didn't ask any questions at first, but he just kept talking about it. So I was like, you know what? Me being an entrepreneur, I'm like, all right, let me see what this penny stock thing is about. So I asked him, how much do I need to get started? He said, yeah, you don't need that much, maybe 1,000. So we exchanged numbers, and basically he put me on to how to buy it and what to look for. So I bought it. Of course, the stock went bankrupt. Okay, he lost all his money, whatever the case is. But, that got me in the door, okay? And at the time, the penny stock market was booming. Penny stocks was going crazy. So I was doing that first, and then I started to just do more research on how to, trade these things, because it felt like I was just, blindly getting in, and, I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, you know what? I need to know. So I was just researching how to, trade, and that's how I got into day trading. At the time, it was futures, right? I was trading the NASDAQ, right? The S&P 500, the Dow, which is the US 30. Some of you guys trade on the Forex market, right? So basically, I was trading those markets, right? So I was doing that. I was just trading those markets. And, you know my story. I talked about it my second to last video. It took me 8 years. So, when I started trading NASDAQ and S&P 500, I was just, losing money back to back. And honestly, I didn't really educate myself. That's why it took me so long. But I actually found this lady, okay? We went on Zoom, and she showed me a couple of strategies that she's using, and she's a full-time trader. So she would show me her stats. So when I saw that, I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? It basically gave me hope, because for the first time I saw a real full-time trader. Okay, so I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna keep going, because I know there's people out here that's doing this, right? So I kept going. It took me a long time, and I finally decided to, okay, let me educate myself even more. So I learned, from a couple of courses, and also I used to live in New York. So, I used to talk to a couple of people that used to work on Wall Street. So it was just back and forth trying to come up with a strategy that I like, right? And finally I was making, some money, and then it would be that 1 week or that one day that would wipe out everything. And I used to hate that, all right? So I used to do good for maybe a month or two, and then one day wipe it out. So I was just going back and forth dealing with that. But when I was going back and forth losing money, I was actually working too. I was doing like a car service like Uber, and I was working nighttime, and some days I would work 7 days a week. We talking about a 12-hour shift, 7 days a week. I'm talking about I was a zombie, okay? And, I was working that, and then it got to a point where I said, all right, let me only work the afternoon. So what I would do is I would trade in the morning, and then after trading, I would work around like 1 to maybe 8 at night. And that's how I was basically working my schedule. And, from there, that's how I kept funding my account. And then finally, I got to a level where I was a break-even trader. So a lot of you guys going to, if you're getting good, you're going to find yourself being a break-even trader, not really losing, but just being a break-even trader. And then the next level is just you're going to start to see profits, slowly seeing profits coming in and coming in. And that's what happened to me. You know, you slowly start to see profits, and then after that, you're following your rules, and you know, you go from there. So pretty much that's my story, guys. That's how I got into trading, and that's how I'm here sharing it and giving you guys knowledge every single week. I love it. Okay, trading is something that I believe everyone should try, just to see if it's for them, and you know, go from there. You definitely got to put in the work, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. Some days I might only trade for 2 hours and I'm done. So I love it. Now let's talk about the one habit that basically took my trading to the next level, and that is screenshots. Okay, I talk about this all the time. The reason why screenshots is so important is because you cannot rely on your memory, right? The market, if you look at the market Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I can guarantee you every single day it's not the same. But next week, you're going to see certain patterns that repeat themselves every single week. And that's why it's very good to take screenshots. And number two, another good reason to take screenshots is because you want to look at your winners and losers. So let's say that you was on a winning streak, right? And all of a sudden you're losing now and you're losing confidence and you're trying to figure out, man, why I'm losing? Well, you should go back to your winning streak and look at your trades. Now, if you don't have screenshots, you can't do that. So the best thing to do is go back and look at your winning streak and look at your trades and see why or how you was able to basically win during that time. And you would be surprised. You're like, oh man, that's why I'm losing, because I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. And that's why it's very good to take screenshots, guys. It's just powerful. Data itself is powerful, especially when you're dealing with candlesticks and patterns every single day. You need to track this stuff, right? It's your best friend. So keep that in mind. Make sure you take screenshots. So guys and girls, that's all I have for you guys today. If you love this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also join my free Telegram group where I post motivational videos and also exclusive discounts for my trading program. And if you don't have my trading program by now, make sure you pick that out, because it will help take your trading to the next level. I actually have a New Year's sale going on. It's going to end soon, so make sure you take advantage of that below in the description. If you have any questions, please comment below, because I try to answer all your guys' questions. Thanks a lot for your time, and please have a great day.